Hello everyone! In this video I want to show you how to achieve your front split safely. Before you start the stretching routine, I would like to recommend you a few things. First of all, be patient with your body. Even there are videos on YouTube that tell you you can achieve a split in a short amount of time. It's not the case, especially if you never did a split before. Give yourself time. I will continue to give you tips during the practice, so when you are ready, roll out your mat and see you soon. If you want, have your yoga blocks and yoga belt ready. If you don't have any, you can use 2 thick books and a belt. If you are interested, you can find my blocks and yoga belt in the info box. We start in a standing pose. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Bend your knees if needed. Keep a straight spine. And grab your opposite elbows. Let your head hang down loosely and rock from side to side. This is a very gentle way to warm up our hamstrings and prepare our legs for the stretches to come. Enjoy this one. Inhale and exhale deeply. Close your eyes if you want. Put your hands on your mat and walk back into your downward facing dog. Create a more intense stretch in your hamstrings by pressing your heels down. Push the floor away and your hips to the ceiling. Walk out your feet if you want. Your heels don't have to touch the mat, just do your best. Lift your right leg up and take a big step forward between your hands for a low lunge. Rest your left knee on the mat, and if you want a deeper stretch, slide your left leg further backwards. Let your hips sink down to really open up and stretch your hip flexor. Put your hands on your right leg or use your yoga blocks if you want. We want to stay in our exercises for a few breaths so that our body can get used to the stretches. So stay here with me. And now let's intensify this stretching exercise by leaning slightly backwards. Put your left hand on your left leg behind you for support and pull your right arm backwards. Hold for a few breaths. Lean into this shape. Inhale, exhale, lift back up. Very slowly, extend your front leg for a half split pose. Keep your right knee slightly bent if needed and use your yoga blocks if you want. Start in a higher pose to make sure your spine stays straight. And with time, when you gain more flexibility, sink deeper over your front leg. Flex your right toes and hold it here for a few breaths. Try to sink deeper when you feel that the muscles start to let go And don't give up, stay here with me. Try to get used to this shape. Carefully bend your front leg and push back into your downward facing dog. Walk out your feet again. Stay here for a moment. And inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, take a big step forward with your left leg for low lunge with the other side. Rest your right knee on the mat and sink deep into the hip. Stay here with a long and straight spine and put your hands on your left leg if you want. Try to find a point where you can hold the stretch and stay here. Now put your right hand on your right leg and lean slightly backwards to get deeper into your right hip. Take a deep breath. And lift back up. You know what's coming next. Extend your front leg into a half split pose. Very slowly and carefully. And keep your knee slightly bent if needed. Sink as deep as you can over your leg. As I said in the beginning, don't push too hard. Find a point where you can hold this shape. You should never be in pain. However, try to endure the uncomfortable feeling. Stay here as long as you can. Slowly bend your front leg again and push back into your downward facing dog. Take one deep breath and rest your knees down on your mat. Let's get into deeper stretches. Sit down on your mat and extend your legs in front of you. Use your yoga belt if you want to stay straight in your spine. Sit upright. Flex your feet and stay here if this is enough, or position your belt on the soles of your feet. And slowly sink lower and lower over your legs with every exhale. If you don't need a yoga belt, then just grab your feet, hold it here. It's a very intense hamstring stretch, but you will see with time it will get easier. Hold it here and close your eyes. If you want to intensify the stretch, use your block or book and position it on the soles of your feet. Very slowly lift back up into seated. Get your belt ready, bend your legs and lay down on your mat. Keep your left leg bent and grab your right foot with your hands or your belt. Let your right knee bend if needed. Pull your right leg towards you as much as you can. Find a point where you can hold this pose. You can also grab your calf or the back of your knee. Keep your head lifted if you want, or lay down on the mat. Really breathe into the stretch. Flex or point your right foot. If you want, extend your left leg. This is a very advanced posture, so don't worry if you can't achieve it at the beginning. Hold for another deep breath before we change sides. Bend your left leg again, let go of your right leg and slowly bring your right leg down next to the left. Now let your right leg bend and extend your left leg. Use your yoga belt again or your belt. Find a point where you can hold this posture and stay here. Grab your calf or ankle with your hands. Your head is lifted or laid down. Extend your right leg if you want. And carefully let go of your left leg. Bend both legs. Take momentum by rolling back and forward to get back up into seated. Cross your legs and walk back into a tabletop pose. Now we want to get deeper into the hips and thighs. Bring your left leg forward between your arms into a low lunge pose again. We start with the left leg this time. Keep a straight spine and use a block if needed. Bend your right leg behind you, and if this is enough, stay here or grab your foot and hold it here. Now I want to show you how to use the strap so you can hold this shape maybe a little easier. Position your yoga strap on your right foot and pull your heel as close as you can towards your glutes. Rest your strap on your left shoulder and hold it here. If you don't need a strap, just grab your foot behind you and stay here with me for a few breaths. Look forward and enjoy the stretch. Slowly let go of your foot and return back into a tabletop pose. Have a rest and sit back on your heels. Now let's stretch the other side. Take a step forward with your right leg, this time between your arms. And again, use your blocks, your yoga block or a book or something else for support if you want. Hold for a moment. And then grab your left foot behind you with your right hand, or use your belt or yoga strap. Stay here with me for a few breaths. Stay here with me for another deep breath. Inhale and exhale into the stretch. And slowly let go of your foot and sit back on your heels again. Stay here for a moment. Now we are ready and sufficiently prepared for our full front split. I will show you step by step how to enter the split pose, and I will show you how you can keep moving until you eventually reach the bottom. Be carefully with your body and respect your limits. As I said in the beginning, learning the full split takes time. So now we start in a low lunge position again. Use your yoga blocks if needed, or your books. And start to slide your right leg backwards as much as you can. Let your hips sink towards the mat. So think that your hips have to sink down first before you extend your legs. And then slowly start to walk your front foot forward. Stay here if this is enough. If you feel that you can sink deeper to the ground, continue to slide your back leg backwards and your front leg forward. If you have blocks, you can position them under your front leg to help you sitting in this pose. You can also use some pillows if you want. Position the blocks or pillows as I show you here. Maybe you can already reach the ground. Now it's important to get used to the split, because just because you can reach the ground doesn't mean that you can stay here for a long amount of time. So you can hold it here for a few breaths and try to stay here even if it feels uncomfortable. If you start to feel comfortable enough, then you can start to play around by folding over your front leg or by bending your back leg. If you had enough already, just have a rest before we enter the front split with the other leg again. Always try to get out of the split very slowly and carefully. To get out, very slowly try to slide the back leg to the front again and your left leg back until you find your low lunge pose again. Sit back on your heels and give your hips some rest. Now take a step forward with your left leg into low lunge. You will see the front split will feel different on each side. Nevertheless, try to keep it even. Again, start with your back leg and slide it backwards. If it's possible, start to move your front foot forward. Let your hips sink down. Position your blocks or pillows under your leg again. Otherwise, sit down into your front split and hold it here if you already can reach the floor. Don't let your back leg roll to the side like this. Try to keep the front side of your leg on the floor. Play around again if you want. So bend over your front leg and bend your back leg if you want. And when you're ready, slide back into your low lunge again and sit back on your heels. Now we want to get into a counter pose or counter stretch to keep our body healthy and neutralize the intense hip stretch we did. Therefore, sit on your mat and extend your legs in front of you. Bend your right leg and put your right leg over the left. Make sure your knees are on top of each other. Stay here with a long and straight spine or bend over your legs. Hold for a moment, close your eyes if you want. And then change sides. Extend your right leg and bend your left leg. Put it on top of your right knee and stay here for a few more breaths. Let go of this posture and find an easy cross-legged pose. Sit here for a moment. I hope I could help you with this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumb up and to hit the subscribe button to help my channel and keep you updated. Write me a comment. I would like to connect with you. I hope to see you soon.